Ooh, baby, it's cold outside. Greetings once again, Sonic Heroes. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with a special winter edition of Sonic the Hedgehog by IDW. I've honestly loved these little specials that they've done. Though, again, I will say it every time, I would love if we just had a permanent secondary book, just like how Archie had Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Universe. That way we could just always have one-offs or side stories, this, that, and the other. I don't know, it'd be fun to me. But maybe that's just me being nostalgic for the days of Archie. Now, if you're new to these little special one-offs, the plots can sometimes range from kinda mid to actually pretty fun, but seldom do they really have any overall impact on the plot of the overarching IDW storyline. Maybe a small tidbit here or there, but terrible, never. At least not in my opinion. So, bundle up, get some hot cocoa, or beverage of your choice, get all warm and cozy, or keep it cool if you prefer, and join me as we take a trip to Sonic's world, which it was called Mobius, and see what wintertime is like for him and his friend, won't you? Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog one-shot, Winter Jam, Sonic Jam, and this cover is beautiful. Minho Kim, another big name in Sonic art, who's just, I love the era of just the beautifully on model illustrations that we've got. Now, back in my day, sometimes you were lucky to really get some outstandingly on model Sonic art for your comic. Nowadays, it's a standard, and not one I complain about too much. Is Eggman off firing snowballs? That's nice. In his Eggmobile, and I think Orbot or Cubot are either throwing them or they're patting them down so Eggman can fire. Rouge, I've loved the love that Rouge has gotten lately. You know, really becoming part of the crew. Like, it used to be that we'd seldom see Rouge in a lot of situations, but now she seems to hang around with the gang more often. Or like she's just always down for a good time. Big sledding with Cream while Froggy and Cheese are freaking out over the speeds. Is this the snow area from Sonic Adventure? Kinda looks like it. And then Omega buried up to his neck in the snow. Just always have Omega looking like nothing more than a head. And Amy doing some skiing. Well, that's a bit of a choice. And naturally you got Sonic and Tails shredding some powder. Alright, let's jump in. Our story is by Isamin Omar Atta. Oh, that's different. Interesting. They seem to be a bit of an up-and-comer, so, okay. I think this is the first time I've read anything by them. Oh, they even did one of the covers. And no cover by Natalie Fordray? No! Oh, that's a big hit for me. I mean, some great covers, just, that's a big hit. Art by Minho Kim. Oh, who did the main cover, too. Nice. Wow, they're getting a lot of people who can really, be a jack of all trades. And colors by my man Reggie Graham. Letters by Sean Lee. Editor David Marriott. And production by Johanna Natali. Alright, we pick up in a very, elaborate looking egg bait. Even more elaborate than I'm used to for Eggman, just because it has the two statues outside. In a very Winterland wonderscape. We see Eggman at a multi-monitored computer console. Is that fried chicken next to him and fries? Oh, he's having a Japanese Christmas. If you don't know, the Japanese are all about fried chicken when it comes to the Christmas season. Orbot and Cubot peek in to the working doctor, and Cubot says to Orbot, Dr. Eggman has been like this for days. The boss must mean business. And Orbot questions, mean business? Oh, so many monitors. And some of these look like the creator characters. Oh yeah, on the cover there was the conductor and the new guy from The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. And the new guy is working with, the buddy character from Sonic Forces on a gingerbread house? Oh, that's cool. And, hey, is one of those characters a reference to the Game Grump? Then again, you could have any character with that weird wall-eyed expression. But Orbot says, with this reality TV nonsense, these shows were where they compete over such useless things. He's been obsessed with it, and it's making our work pile up more than ever. Jeez, Orbot's gonna have an aneurysm. Well, if he could. Oh, it's the tube with the Mechasonic. Jeez, there's so many Easter eggs here. Earth's going crazy. Back in what looks to be a storage room, Cubot says, well, he says it's research for new ways to break Sonic and all them. Orbot interjects saying, whatever it is, he won't leave that chair until he's satisfied. We have to do something. Orbot then looks to a wall filled with notes and scribbles from Dr. Eggman. Does one of them say Winter Jam? Orbot begins to think and says, Cubot, are you thinking what I'm... And Cubot interjects saying, I don't think, ever. And Orbot says, you know what I mean. With Cubot saying, questioning, I do? You're about to make a Pinky in the Brain reference. Oh, we call this a winter special, but we pick up with Sonic and the gang chilling on a beach. Biggs on a floaty fishing with Froggy on his head. Amy and Cream, shock of shocks, have taken off their shoes and are knee deep in the water, with Tails running out with his surfboard, and Sonic is chilling in a lawn chair, well, beach chair I should say, with a drink. Makes me think of the Sonic the Hedgehog OVA. Meanwhile, Rouge is chilling out with Omega at a palm tree, like just hanging out. And it's weird to see not just Rouge, but Omega as well, just hanging out. Like, my god. Aw, god, I love the art here. Seriously, is Tails' little board there a reference to Sonic OVA? How many references is here? But you have Amy, Cheese, Cream, and Tails playing in the water. Rouge and Omega just chilling. Big fishing while Froggy takes a dip. I love Sonic's shades as he tips back his drink saying, man, nothing could ever mess up this endless summer. No, Sonic, endless summer was months ago. He then lifts up his glasses as he notices something lurking off to the side in the water. I know that bot. As Sonic points and gestures to the other saying, are y'all seeing this? Oh geez, and before anyone has time to react, and the giant chopper badnik, which... this is like the second time I've seen this thing in the past few months. In the main book when it attacks Silver and Duo, and now the giant badnik just jumps up and just chomps down on Sonic and his friends, consuming them and just taking off. Man, Omega's been fairly calm here. It's kind of weird. Everyone's locked in the dark maw of the creature. Amy says, it's taking us somewhere, but where? Rouge says, of course something like this happens on my day off. Big questions, Froggy, where are you? Well, Omega says, location unknown. And Cream holds Cheese saying, it's alright Cheese, be brave. And Cheese wells up with tears. Suddenly the chopper just spits them out somewhere. Looks like an artificial ice mount. As they land, Sonic gets up and looks around saying, yikes, any idea, Tails? And as Tails thinks, suddenly we see Orbot and Cubot in the distance, and Cubot calls out, TV announcer voice chip activated. Sonic taps his foot saying, that's not an idea. And Tails says, I didn't say anything. Oh god, they gave Cubot paper eyebrows. That's amazing. Cubot and Orbot have bow ties. Suddenly lights flash on, and Sonic and Tails shield their eyes as they're taken aback, as Cubot says in an announcer voice, welcome one and all to the hot event of the wintry season, Orbot and Cubot's Winter Jam. Oh, this is a straight up game show. Huh. Oh, and the audience is made up of nothing but badniks. We see a platform raised in the middle, and an object's hiding underneath a claw. Cubot continues on, get ready for a good time as we present to you a great showcase of awesome trials for our outstanding contestant who will be competing for an amazing prize. Orbot goes over to the object covered in the sheet and grabs it, unveiling a Chaos Emerald, with Tails saying, wait, a Chaos Emerald? Really? Announcer Cubot says, that's correct. However, we'll only part with the prize if you give a thrilling enough performance for us, so you'd better give it your all. Seriously, all these Eggman robots and Omega is not freaking out. While Sonic huddles up with the others saying, this is like really shade. Tails then says, I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to find a way out of it. Rouge then adds, adds, I mean, the emerald is literally right there. Amy questions, and the robots do seem more fired up than usual. What if they are really up to something this time? Cream starts to say, maybe it's best if we... But Omega interrupts saying, no exits detected. Preparing to blast several new options. Okay, yeah, that's a very Omega response. I love how Cubot's taped on eyebrows actually seem to move, as Cubot and Orbot express shock at this revelation. Orbot whispers to Cubot, this is a problem. And Cubot says, don't worry, we'll tease a reveal and then hype it up. Cubot then holds up a capsule with a question mark inside saying, as a bonus, we'll reveal a brand new big bad badnik ready to be destroyed and by any nearby vengeful robot. Orbot begins to say, surely you don't mean... And Omega immediately says, exit protocol overridden. And Cubot gives a thumbs up and a wink. Yep, okay, that's on brand for Omega. Cubot then tells everyone, now break into teams of 3. Orbot then says, hold on, we couldn't get Shadow or Knuckles, remember? As we see an image of Cubot and Orbot going to Shadow, who just glares at them, while with Knuckles, he just yeeted them off his island, as per Knuckles. Cubot says, oh, right. Well, Orbot says, just break into teams of 2-ish. I love the poses everyone strikes, and Sonic and Tails are striking their classic pose from... Is that from Sonic 2? I wonder. The announcer says, 3, 2, 1, action! Let the Winter Jam begin! First, Team Sonic, an unbreakable bond of fast-running, gold-hearted hog and two-tailed tech talent. Ooh, love that alliteration. Then we have Rouge and Omega, Team Dark, with a gorgeous gem hunter and a brutal bot. This duo, brought together by a shadow, is now in the spotlight. Ooh, nice. Amy, Cream and Cheese, Team Rose. This trio of pastel pals is sure to warm your heart with their sweet style and grace. And Big and Froggy, Team Big, big guy, little guy, and some inscrutable vibes make for the friendship of all time. Hey big guy, hey little guy, did you tell me who came first? Sorry, but I don't know, we are simply natural. Sorry, mine went to a different place. Disclaimer, all of the cast members have consented to filming Winter Jam Crew. It's now announced. Let's warm up with Scene Jam. Create a chill holiday party vibe together with fellow cast members. Whoever makes the best contribution wins. We see Tails with a list saying, for perfect symmetry, we'll need to secure the light bulbs exactly 4 units from each other, and, of course, Sonic grabs the light saying, just leave it to me. I'll make something cool, and I'm faster than the speed of math. Nice. Sonic then goes looping his Christmas lights across the palm tree, but unfortunately, some of the lights get caught up in Big's fishing rod. Why does he have that out? Suddenly, as Tails calls out, watch out, Sonic! We end up with Tails, Sonic, and Big all wrapped up in the Christmas light. Cubot then calls out, ooh, Sonic's hasty hijinks have cost his team the win. And through no fault of their own, Team Big's attempt is ruined as well. What a cruel fate. Meanwhile, with Rouge and Omega, she gets ready to take off, saying, alright, let's just skip all this drama. I'll make a break for the Emerald. We'll muscle the Badnik tech out of them, and then we're out of here. You just distract them somehow until I get it figured out. Omega looks at the various items he was given. He throws them up into the air, targeting them. Or is he just looking at them? It's hard to say. And he has the targeting reticle that looks very much akin to the other E100 series robot from Sonic Adventure. He then locks on the Orbot and Cubot, as Cubot says, here's a surreal event for the reality genre. E123 Omega has crafted some kind of art piece for hypothetical partygoers' amusement. Did he put together all these wreaths? Omega then says, target locked. And so before Rouge can make her way fully to the emerald, suddenly a massive explosion goes off behind her, and she finds herself buried under some rubble. Cubot's hand then pops out of the rubble as he says, let's move on to Team Rose, who seem to have done baking, and that's a lot of sweet. As Cubot says, what an incredible snack spread we have here. I feel like a better person, or rather, a better bot, just by looking at it. Oh, there's even chow macaroons? Huh. God, these are amazingly well crafted. Suddenly, something on a nearby table catches Orbot's attention, who says, there's one thing here that's not like the others. Is that a jello mold full of... what the heck is it full of? Carrots? Bell peppers? Onions? Ugh. Amy then covers it up, saying, that's a Cream's specialty. Although Cream is beaming, saying, my mother told me it's important to use ingredients and not to waste, so I use fruit peels, veggie stock, and everything in between. It's a full-course jelly cake. I mean, I get it, waste not, want not, but oof, baby. Amy says, it tastes great, Cream. And then she whispers to Cubot, you could also say it's environmentally friendly. Cubot says, well, Team Rose wins the jam, even if by default they're playing just great, really great. Are these interviews? Oh god, like The Office. Yeah, interview time, I didn't even notice that. God, they're in a room with paintings based off the Eggman and his robot. Oh, there's some chow cola on a nearby table. First up, Sonic and Tails. Sonic saying, okay, so maybe that was my bad, but Tails interjects saying, Sonic just has his own style. We'll get him in the next round, right? Sonic says, right. With Rouge and Omega, Rouge is angry, saying, I should have known better than to trust Omega with a crafting challenge. Omega says, affirmative, suboptimal judgment executed. Ooh, dang. Rouge says, hey, you went along with it. Omega says, affirmative, suboptimal judgment executed. Dang. We then have Cream and Amy and Cheese, as Cream excitedly says, I'm so happy that I got to make something yummy and sustainable. Next time, I'll make a whole feast just like it for everybody. Alright, time has passed because of personal stuff, but back into it. Interview time. She says, ciao ciao. And Amy says, yeah, next time. It was really that bad, Then again, it's not like Cream really made it with the best of materials, so it's not a judgment on her cooking, just her want not to waste. And then Big and Froggy, with Big holding up Froggy saying, the important part is that we had fun. I think. Right, Froggy? Froggy stares into your soul. Cubot then narrates saying, leaving off with that astonishing addition, let's move on to the next challenge. We see what looks to be an obstacle course with a goal at the end, and Eggman dolls. Ugh, creepy. The narrator says, Snowball Jam. Get an Eggman doll to the finish line safely, while enduring a barrage of snowballs from the other team. Sonic picks up one, saying, these are so creepy. Amy rushes in wielding her hammer, saying, okay, Cream, you and Cheese take the doll and I'll protect you with my hammer. We can do this. Cheese says, ciao. And Cream picks up the Eggman doll, saying, yes, let's go. Omega then picks up some snowballs and then rapid fires them at Amy and Cream. All while Rouge is just lounging on top of him. And despite Amy's best efforts to deflect the snowballs, Cream does drop her Eggman doll. Cubot narrating, oh no, Team Rose doesn't stand a chance against Omega's rapid snowball fire. And their Eggman doll is decimated. What an unfortunate turn of events, he says as the Eggman doll has a hole literally ripped into it by a snowball. Someone put a rock in that one. We then have Sonic grabbing his Eggman doll and rushing in, saying, alright, now this is my kind of jam. Cubot narrates saying, would you look at that? Sonic easily outruns the bitter bot's fire, but the doll's shabby constitution can't handle such a fast pace. That's right, his supersonic speed has betrayed him, and Sonic has been reduced to a mere husk of a hedgehog. As we see Sonic rush past Tails, rush past hiding Amy and Cream, rush past Rouge trying to shoot at him, and the Speed utterly destroying the Eggman doll. Oh, Rouge and Omega's doll is strapped to the back of Omega. That's amazing. And Big just waves the white flag as Omega goes through the finish line with Rouge blowing a kiss to the audience. As Cubot says, utterly demoralized, it looks like Big has succinctly surrendered, giving the deaf duo an easy win. And now it's back to interview time, where we see in the green room Sonic is having an existential crisis as he says to himself, but I went fast. I should have won. I actually kind of love that. Tails pulls back the curtain and addresses the filming Orbot, saying, hey, do you think we can cut this part out? And Orbot says, absolutely not. Next. Rouge jabs Omega, smiling and saying, our judgment was pretty optimal this time, right, big guy? Omega says, payback was inevitable. Jeez. And Rouge just says, let's just say we did a good job. Amy looks a little exasperated, saying, well, effort counts. But Cream is still beaming, saying, with no waste. And Amy saying, yeah, no waste. Man, Cream is being incredibly environmental this time around. Maybe she's always been like that and I never noticed. It makes me think of how back in the Sonic X comic, one of the issues, I think Tracy Yardley did that issue. There were little vignettes of vanilla cream and cheese giving tips about recycling and stuff. Meanwhile, Big is holding on to Froggy saying, Froggy? You okay there, pal? And Froggy doesn't respond. Is that a fake Froggy? It kind of looks like there's a tag sticking out of him. Has that been like that the entire time and I just haven't noticed? What happened to Froggy? Maybe he didn't come with them when they were gobbled up by the giant chopper? Well, Cubot interrupts saying, let's keep this party going. And as we see a montage of various situations, Omega decimating one area, Amy tying up Tails and Sonic in Christmas lights? A kind of monkey ball level in balls shaped like Christmas ornaments with cream and cheese. Tails in some cube that gets zapped, I guess trying to escape a snow globe. Omega destroying a snowman, some kind of weird relay race with Cheese and Froggy, and that is definitely a Froggy toy. Snowboarding with Sonic? Wild. But Cubot narrates saying, the contestants are truly giving it their all. Orbot then adds, as they should, if they want that emerald and that new Badnik tech. Cubot says, let's see if they can keep the thrilling performance going through all of the challenges. And then we see everyone utterly exhausted. Like they're so done with this. The narrator says, Sculpt Jam. Create the best ice sculpture before time runs out. So we see 4 blocks of ice. Tails comes in with some blueprints and he nervously says, okay, Sonic, let's win this one for real. And a very visibly shaken Sonic says, yeah, leave it to me. And they both spin dash the ice block, creating some cute ice sculptures of themselves high-fiving. As Cubot says, wow, what a sweet scene this is. A statue showcasing Team Sonic's unbreakable bond. It's simple, but deep. Only for these sculptures to just crack apart and shatter. Maybe from the sheer speed, it made the stability of the ice just not intact, or were they sabotage, I wondered. And Sonic looks utterly shattered. As Cubot says, oh dear, Sonic's statue becomes diamond dust, and so does his sanity. Was it specifically the Sonic side of the statue? Weird. And as Sonic falls to the floor defeated with Tails trying to comfort him, we see Amy about to smash the ice block with a hammer. And I think Cheese tried to lick it and got his tongue stuck. Oh god. Omega's off working, and Big is examining Froggy, calling out to him as Froggy doesn't respond, while Orbot says, maybe Dr. Eggman really was onto something with these reality TV schemes. The hell? Suddenly Froggy's eyes glow. He shoots out a beam, shocking everyone, and turns this block of ice into a very macho image of Eggman, very macho, holding a Chaos Emerald. Tails questions, what is that? Well, Amy says, I had no idea Froggy was so talented. She says ciao, while Cream says, it's truly art. She's trying to be nice. Orbot panics, saying, he's sequence breaking. What should we do? Cubot says, never fear. I've thought up the perfect solution to this prickly situation. Orbot says, you did? But you don't think. Ever. Oh, nice callback. A spotlight then falls upon the false Froggy, with what was strapped to his back coming off, revealing a zipper. As we get this massive audience reaction from the Badnik, Amy clutches Sonic, who's exasperated. Tails and Cream look on in shock as Rouge sneaks away, and Cheese comforts Big as Cubot reveals, reveal! Froggy is a production plant! We attempted to capture all of you at the same time, but the one called Froggy escaped. Orbot says, so we had no choice but to improvise. Tails questions, is this the big bad Badnik that you said you'd reveal at the end of the show? Amy then questions, what kind of reveal is that? Cubot holds up the false Froggy, saying, well, technically it's a reveal, even if devastatingly disappointing. Them's the breaks in showbiz, folks. But Omega, he eyes his prize. And he just starts blasting. Annihilate, charge, annihilate, charge, annihilate, charge, fire, fire. He doesn't say that last part, but it's just like, oh god, it's a reference to friggin' Sonic Heroes. Oh man, I'm just hearing all the power type moves. Knuckles, shit, hurrah, shit, hurrah. They're big, okay, annihilation, charge, and then Omega uses his cannons to fire off Rouge and Shadow. Just fire. I will admit, Omega was my favorite power type. We then see Rouge swoop in and just grab the emerald, saying, alright, time for a take two on my plan. Don't mind if I do. While Cubot said, that wasn't part of the outline either. Or is that Orbot? Regardless, Rouge gives a wink, saying, them's the breaks in showbiz. Nice. And then we see Eggman just come up from the top balcony shouting down, hey, what's going on down there? And he has this big old grumpy face. Orbot and Cubot stand perplexed, and Cubot's fake eyebrows fall off. Suddenly a button comes down next to them that reads, press if hecked up. Cubot then slams the button and it launches Omega, Rouge, Tails, Sonic, Big, Amy, and Cream promptly out of the base. I love the face plant that Sonic does. And somehow, despite not being anywhere near this base, Big picks up Froggy, saying, Froggy, it's the real you, I think. You see a dizzy Amy. Tails picks himself up, saying, that was something. What about the emerald? And the emerald promptly smacks the down Sonic in the back of the head. Tails picks it up, saying, I guess all's well that ends well, right? While Rouge says, that was one of the most annoying ways to get an emerald ever. And that's saying a lot. But Amy looks around at the very nice winter wonderland that they're in, covered in snow and Christmas lights, and says, I'd say it was worth it in a way. Don't you think so? Cheese cheers, saying ciao. And Cream looks around, saying, wow, it's so beautiful. And look, it's snowing. Omega puts his hand out, saying, this snowfall is not made of organic matter. Is it artificial snow? Sonic bumps Tails a little, twirling a snowball, saying, works for me. Let's just enjoy the moment while it lasts. And as Rouge and Omega chill with the Chaos Emerald, Big goes fishing, Cream and Cheese play with their Eggman doll. We see Sonic, Tails, and Amy having a snowball fight. Aww. Meanwhile, back with Eggman, Orbot, and Cubot, Eggman and questions, this is the culmination of all of my research? This? Garbage. Absolute trash TV. He presses the button to delete literally everything, crumples up all of his notes. Meanwhile, Orbot and Cubot give each other a thumbs up for a job well done. At least he's on to something else now. Ooh, and the next time Fang the Hunter comic set in the classic version of the Sonic world. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Wow, it took this long for Fang to get his own comic. Was in the Archie comics for years and never had anything dedicated specifically to him. Honestly, Fang, Bean, and Bark kind of being teamed up together is kind of Ian's claim to fame. So I don't know if he's working on that special, the miniseries though. Maybe, but him teaming these guys up and forming what is known as the Hooligan is honestly kind of cool. I'm interested to see what we do with this. I mean, Fang was able to make a comeback. We're still waiting on a comeback for Bean and Bark. And who knows, beyond that, maybe Honey the Cat. I gotta say, I did not know if I'd actually enjoy this one, because I was pretty lukewarm on the Halloween special, but this one was actually pretty fun. Love the in-jokes, love the references and the Easter eggs to, Buddy from Sonic Forces, and the conductor, his wife, and the new guy from The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Just the myriad of references and Easter eggs, the funny moment with Sonic's speed being completely useless. I kind of like that Sonic just wasn't really having a great day with that one, and I thought we were going to have the reveal that it was some elaborate plot, but it's like, no, he was just failing left and right. It was actually kind of funny. Kind of the idea that maybe Sonic doesn't really have practical skills. Tails doing his best to try to uplift Sonic whenever he failed. Omega being oddly dulcet in this, because I kept expecting him to attack the audience because of all the badniks present, which I think maybe he might have towards the end. Like, he was just waiting for his moment, and once he saw what that Eggman robot was, he just went on the warpath. Rouge just kind of being fun, just hanging with the crew. Big's involvement was interesting too. I was kind of expecting like him to have a moment once he found out the Froggy was fake, but no, not really. And just Cream's overly environmental nature and positive outlook actually kind of just taking Amy a bit off guard from time to time. There were some legitimately fun jokes and moments in this. So well done, Imsmani Omar Atta, which thank goodness I am looking at their name right on this page. But well done, like, bravo, a very great issue. I hope you get to work on your own mini-series or even one of the main stories at some point. But that's why I want maybe like a Sonic Universe kind of thing. That way, we can always have someone working on some kind of book. Because I don't know if Daniel Barnes is coming back to work on something else. Hey, let me check for a sec. Okay, so the Fang book is being written by Ian, which makes a lot of sense. And Ian and Evan are double teaming the main book for the next issue coming out. But we don't know much about the main book outside of the upcoming issue, which is kind of odd. Usually we know at least an issue or two in advance, but I haven't heard any rumbles of the book's cancellation. And shoot, even if we had solicitations for a few issues later down the line, given how things for Archie went with everything being scrapped at last notice, no, we know something by now. We know something was up by now. So maybe they're keeping a wrap on things. Maybe some stuff from Sonic Forces are going to be integrated after issue 68, maybe? I mean, we're close approaching, well, I mean, we'll hit 75 before that, but I mean, issue 100 is getting closer in sight, and I like the fact that this book has managed to keep things going. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, but I've loved the continued stories of Sonic the Hedgehog, whether they be world-shattering or just a fun romp like this one. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel about this story? Would you like to see Ismene do something a little bit more serious? Maybe have a mini-series of their own? I hope that I'm saying their name correctly. Or would you like to see more lighthearted fare? Or just whatever they feel like doing? This was a good proof positive that, they might have something if they feel like they could maybe do a mini-series or something. Something akin to Scrapnik Island. That was a great storyline, so I feel like this person, they might be able to get something really cool in. And I'll never say no to more Sonic content. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks so much for watching and hope to see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.